Okay, I'm sitting here watching some YouTube videos, and they're about how the right wing is dealing with the results of the Derek Chauvin trial. And some of the things that I'm watching and seeing and hearing are quite disgusting. The thing is, we all know that he committed the crime. We all know that he killed George Floyd. If it wasn't for the fact that he was wearing that light blue shirt and navy blue pants, he'll be in jail for first degree murder. Because you'll be able to prove intent when you kneel on someone's neck after they've been dead for an extra 4 minutes. So literally, out of the 9 minutes and 28 seconds that he kneeled on George Floyd's neck, the majority of that time period was spent after George Floyd was dead. So knowing that, how can you really and truly believe that this conviction was wrong? But I'm hearing from Fox News and Newsmax and Ben Shapiro that, this was nothing more than the jury bending to mob rule. Like, have you not forgotten all the times where justice wasn't served? Where officers weren't held for their misconduct? What about Rodney King? When the first time you've seen it with your own two eyes, officers beating on a black man, they got off scot-free. What happened to the mob rule then? What about Breonna Taylor? Her incident. The last time we heard, the only one cop was being held accountable. And that wasn't even for killing Breonna Taylor. That was for missing a person. Since he shot blindly into the building and didn't kill anyone. The thing that irritates me the most is we all know he's not spending the whole 40 years in prison. They saying maybe more around 12-ish, but it could be low as 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, a year probation. And even once he goes to jail and gets out, it's not as if his life is truly messed up. He has a position waiting for him at Newsmax, or at Fox News, or some other place where he can just use his situation dealing with George Floyd to his advantage, and right-wing Republican conservatives will eat it up. Hell, he can even become a politician and win one of those red state seats that's available. So it's not as if his life was even messed up from this situation. It's crazy. And try to say mob rule, like, when? Because every other time when police are supposed to be held accountable, it winds up not happening. They wind up escaping, getting acquitted, being let off. Some other reason happens when justice isn't served. But mob rule. Yeah, right. Again, how can you see that video and not be able to say, well, shadow of a doubt, that yes, he was guilty? Right wingers are forgetting that was a Blue Lives Matter person on that jury. On that jury, there was one person that believed Blue Lives Matter and was on that jury. Not only was that person on that jury, there was 6 white people on that jury. The one that had the most individuals on there, the race that had the most individuals on there, was whites with 6. You had mixed race with a few, maybe like 2, and then you had blacks with about 4. So the majority of that jury was whites. And one of those individuals on that jury believed in Blue Lives Matter. And oh yes, please be mindful that to get a acquittal, to get a hung jury, for Derek Chauvin to get off scot-free, you only needed one jury member. Just to say, well, he's not guilty. And the trial is over. So it has to mean that without a shadow of a doubt, that every last one of them members of that jury, definitely to get a conviction on all 3 accounts, looked at it and said, there was no doubt in my mind that he killed George Floyd. So, again, how is it mob rule? Oh, they're going to loot and burn that like that didn't happen already for a whole goddamn year? Like it didn't happen beforehand. They weren't afraid of the mob. They looked at the results and said, it was easy for me to see it. The only thing you had to do was believe what your eyes tell you. Compared to the defense trying to throw any and everything at the wall and see if anything sticks. You went from the fact that he had to die from the fentanyl and every other damn disease and affliction out there to Derek Chauvin being muscled around by the Hulk. Calling George Floyd a superhuman. Superhumans don't exist, only in comic books. Come on now. This isn't Marvel, this isn't DC, this is the real world. Superhumans don't exist. So, again, how can you see that video? How can you not come away with a guilty verdict? The video was there. We found out that it wasn't just the 8 minutes. It was longer. It was 9. How can you not look at that video for the whole 9 minutes and say, yeah, Derek Chauvin should be walking free? The only individuals that say that are racist individuals. And yes, you have people like Candace Owens who can be racist and is black. We just call him Uncle Ruckus. If you don't know who Uncle Ruckus is, oh good, you should know. Because a nice, good television series called Boondocks definitely put it nice and clear and innocently as you possibly can what a Uncle Ruckus really is. And I do highly recommend that you go watch it. It was a cartoon show that came on Cartoon Network, and it was in the newspaper cartoon. It was in the newspaper before, so there's ways you can go find it. And yes, you can find Uncle Ruckus in either way. And that's what I call black people who are racist, because you do have black people who are racist out there. Anyway. It's just simply put, justice was finally served in this one incident out of many incidences that have happened. One. It was plain as day. It was easy. Anyone could see the video and say, yes, he should be in jail. The only thing stopping him was the fact that he was an officer. That's it. So, what do you guys think? Please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for hearing my rant.